you guys are here on behalf of Champions Circle. This is what this entire event is. Just talk about, your affiliation with the group and what it means to be here.
It's a great group put together, a lot of great people, and just giving us the opportunities on and off the field that help us set ourselves up for a great life after football, a great life after college, and just appreciative of what they do for us.
Yeah, I would agree with Brady on all those points, and we're super blessed to be here, just chatting and kind of getting primed for the upcoming season. So thank you for having us on.
For sure. Jack, I want to ask about yourself in a second, but can you talk about what Max brings to this offense? Because I think he's one of the more underrated players, maybe in college football. When you see fours out there lining up, and I imagine if he's lead blocking around the end and there's a linebacker or a DB that has to take on those 2 fours that are coming his way, it's got to be a little scary. We've seen some guys get pancaked. We've seen some guys, even though there's a bogus penalty involved.
Yeah.
One of the games in early January, and you guys will see that player later this season. But what does Max bring to this offense and team?
So a lot of people, when we talk about Max, when 4-4 is on the field, you're going to get smash and you're going to get violence. And I'll tell you what, you should be scared if you're across from 44. So obviously there's that part of him. But I think the part that people don't talk about as much about Max is off the field, he's an amazing leader. Just gets the guys going and brings the team together. He's been unbelievable this offseason. And the third thing is on the field. Whenever I see Max on the field and he is out wide or he is running a route, I know that Max is going to find the hole and the opening in the defense, and he's like my security blanket. And it's just so comforting to me, and I know to all the other quarterbacks. And it's sure hands too. So it's more than just smash. But he is smash.
For sure. What was the feeling for you when you got that 7th year granted, and then you knew you had to recover? I guess what was the spring like too, knowing that you had to get healthy, but what was the feeling? I talked to you in Pasadena at Media Day, and you said, hey, I either want to coach, I want to be here. I want to play or coach. We'll see how the waiver goes. You get the waiver. What was that feeling like?
No, it was extremely exciting to me, and I think, being a grandpa on the team isn't a bad thing. But I'm definitely enjoying it. It's kind of a crazy process there in January,
sure.
But definitely exciting. And going into this year, I think just when I missed spring, it was definitely it was tough. We were talking about it over there, but I got to take on a new perspective and help the guys out in different ways. Everyone was getting a ton of reps and leading the team, doing a great job. So kind of got through spring and worked my tail off in the ways I could. So excited, did well this summer and excited for this fall.
So, Jack, what have you learned playing, alongside, you played with Michael Penix, you played with J.J. McCarthy. Do you see, it could be a trait in yourself too, but just with that quarterback room, do you see traits of those guys in the room that you guys have currently?
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely. We have a fantastic quarterback room. I think people underrate us a little bit, but who cares? I think we'll show it through our work this year. Definitely there's the it factor that Mike had and JJ had, and just continued confidence through any type of adversity. They didn't really care what happened in the game, whether it was a touchdown or a pick. It was pretty even keel throughout the whole thing, and they're both tough dudes and great leaders. So it's hard to explain the it factor.
Yeah,
it's either you got it or you don't, and you're pushing the ball downfield, and you don't really care about anything, the pressure going on around you.
So for both of you guys, last couple of years, Michigan's not sneaking up on anyone. You've been in the mix for national titles, and you still are. But does it add a little bit of fire to you guys to know that not a lot of everyone's talking about Ohio State and Oregon and these other teams out there? Does that add a chip to you guys at all?
Yeah, I think so. The way I think about it is thank you to those who believe, thank you to those who don't. We don't really care. You know what I mean? We don't really care if people want to talk crap about us. It just fuels us. That's how we look at it. So, did the same thing last year. Everyone counted us out against, I think it was Penn State. We were sitting in the hotel. Yep. Coach Harbaugh wasn't going to be able to coach. We ran the ball 30-something times straight, and that just defines our team. And I think, that kind of defines maybe gives us a little personality for this year. We're still finding that, and we will in fall camp. But it's the same attitude. We don't care, and we're going to do everything we can to win.
Yeah, all the same things, and something kind of instilled in the building is like it's always been the theme of this team is like we just outside noise. It's just like noise outside. And, like all that matters is what's inside the building, and all we have is each other. All we have is our coaches, and with those guys, like that's all we trust, and all that matters is what we do with the people that we have. So we just kind of block it out and just keep being us.
Max, you seem like a guy to me that like fall camp might be maybe one of your favorite times of the year. Like bring the energy, football guy, that is that true? And what makes fall camp special where the team comes together, you're with each other all the time, you get to practice a lot, and as Jack said, you'll find out a lot about yourselves during that time of year.
Yeah, it's a lot of that as you kind of find out a lot about the team, like what you guys are. Yeah, I love fall camp just because like you get to see if your actions really match your words. Like
Sure.
talk all off season, like, oh, this is what I'm gonna be, like so we really see it. And like can you be that same guy day one of practice and helmets as you are day 16 of the 3-hour practice?
Yeah.
Like can you be that same guy? And that's what I really value about football is like you can really look deep within yourself and the guy next to you and the guy across from you about like what he really is about. And that's kind of the beauty of the game, and especially fall camp.
Yeah, we'll ask your coaches about this, and they'll say that, oh, well, every game, every practice is the most important thing in front of us. And I know you guys feel that way too, but the fact that fall camp is coming up and knowing that you guys have Texas in week 2, does that add I won't say sense of urgency, but again, is that something that adds maybe a bit of fire to how you guys do go about it?
I would say someone said this before, but I would say we're not really focused like on all the down the road stuff. We know what we have down the road. We understand it. And I think right now our team's just focused on day one of camp and being the best we can for that. We understand we got to get through fall camp, but game 1 we got Fresno State, and we got to take care of them and be prepared for that before we worry about anything else.
What freshmen have come in this summer and impressed you guys? Maybe sure they're kind of swimming upstream a little bit, thrown in the fire, but the Jordan Marshalls of the world, the guys that weren't here in the spring, how have they worked and joined this culture that you guys have built?
It's hard to like completely tell till camp, obviously.
Sure, yeah.
But you can just feel certain guys like energy around the building. Jordan Marshall's one of them. Like day 1, I walked in, he's just like sitting in the comments with a playbook. And that stood out to me right away. There's like a lot of talks of Mason Curtis, just like what he can be, the athlete he can be. But it's hard to find out till camp when you get to really see like someone go make a play.
Right.
Just right now, just off of the energy guys bring, it's like there's a lot of good energy in that freshman class. Like you can really feel like a humble confidence, which is like a very valued thing in this program. They really bring it.
One of the guys that impressed us the most in the spring game was Cole Sullivan. You've probably gone up against him. Is he he seems like kind of a freak athlete and, has really showed a lot of stuff in the spring game there.
Yeah, he's a steady riser. Like day 1 of spring ball, like you didn't like really hear Cole Sullivan, but like
sure,
all of a sudden you get to the end, like there's a certain sound that you can hear when like 2 helmets really hit. Like day 1, like you're coming out of high school and like by that last, it's like oh, like there's something there, like there's some real juice. And then it was like happy to see a guy get to put it together in like a game situation. Like there's that real, you can, like as an offense guy, you can see when a guy's really like we talk about block structure, like really you can feel it and see it on tape. So I'm happy to see that kind of come along.
He's a huge kid.
Yeah, he got really big.
He's
like
huge.
Yeah.
It's
unbelievable. Kind of skinny. He got big.
Yeah, he got big fast.
Like this summer too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks great.
Yeah.
Could he play it feels like he could play the edge if he you just throw him out there and let him rush or something like that.
Yeah, great football player. Like
I'm no coach, but
great football player. The edge spot's just like a very specific guy.
Sure. Yeah.
Like you never know. Like guys just got here. Guys can
right.
develop in anything. But like as of now, you never want to put a limit on a guy. So
Looks like a good linebacker. Yeah.
happy to see whatever he can be.
Mhm.
Rooting for him.
Someone asked us this during our live show yesterday, but who have you taken under your wing as the next Max Bredeson?
Yeah. So everyone, like, believe it or not, kind of gets developed to be able to do the backfield stuff. Like, if you go look at what's it, Illinois 2022, like Colson's doing like fullback stuff.
Yeah.
But like I'd say specifically, like Jalen Hoffman he's a kind of like guy getting developed to do like a similar skill set, similar body type. It is kind of a body type position, but same kind of story, like walk on guy, like same as I was, and I've been really trying to show him the things that you find with age, like while he's younger, like really trying to develop him from a younger age, really give him like kind of the tricks of the trade as fast as I can.
Jack, how are you going to approach wanting to be the starting quarterback, knowing that fall camp might be the time that you could become that? And every quarterback we talk to on this team talks about how tight knit that group is too. What is the balance between competition and how do you guys stay so connected? And Alex talks about, whoever's out there is representing all of us. And I mean, that's not said everywhere. I mean, that's something special, it feels like.
Yeah, I definitely think approaching camp, I think it's really just focusing on yourself. Everyone keeps talking about this competition, who's going to be it, who's this and that. Okay, but when you enter a competition, a lot of guys just, like I said, get too focused on the external, and you really just got to focus on your own stuff. Throwing completions, taking care of the ball, leading the team the best you can, and that's how you attack it. That's how I attacked it last year, and just gonna dive into film and keep improving, and go out there and rip it. And I think, like what you said, whoever steps out there, and like you said, Alex mentioned it before, whoever steps out there is a representation of our room, but also our team. So
right.
I think that's competition breeds greatness, and we all accept that, and it's gonna bring the best out of us, and we're all excited.
Max, you've been watching your brother on Sundays for a while, but now you have a bunch of other brothers from last year's team and other teams past. I mean, we were talking to Kirk, like it's going to be busy. They got a game plan to do all this stuff on Sundays, but keep one eye on JJ and Blake and Rome and all these guys. Is it going to be kind of the same thing? Red zone? Do you get Sunday ticket? How do you watch all these guys?
It's going to be cool. Like just watching everyone, like, that's gonna be something special. I was thinking about that the other day. I was calling Barner about it. It's like there's gonna be so many guys to watch. Like,
It's insane.
we have to have the 4 screen up, like watching everybody.
Quad box.
But it'll be awesome.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's sweet.
So, I mean, for you guys, I mean, a lot of the narratives this offseason have been that operationally things are pretty similar to how they were last year. But in what ways do they feel a little bit different?
It's a good feeling that like I can't really put a finger on anything, honestly. It feels like the same program. Like it's just like the blueprint's there. Like just keep building it, just keep getting it better and better. And I think that comes with like we may have hired people from like we had to hire new people, but like the example is like Coach Kasula, like he was already here. He knows what it looks like. He's won a Big Ten championship with us. Like,
right.
So even though you're like hiring new people, the system's still there. The same with like Coach Wink. It's like it all feels the same. It's like the same energy in the building. So it's kind of hard to put a finger on what's different, to be honest.
I would agree with that. Short and simple.
He concurs. Jack Tuttle, Max Bredeson, thanks so much for stopping by, guys.
Thank you all. Nice to meet you.
Great.
Nice to see you again.
Put up a crooked number today. 70 maybe? 67? Who knows? Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thanks, fellas.